from NBC News. This is Today with Kathie Lee Gifford and Hoda Kotb.
For our next segment, if you always go for the sexy, brooding type of guy, also known as the bad boy, you're probably very familiar with the frustration of a broken heart that can come too often with that kind of relationship.
Of course we're doing this segment when I'm here.
Of course we are, you know.
So we are here with Nicole Beeland, executive editor of Cosmo magazine, and psychiatrist Dr. Ish Major are here to explain.
Yeah, a lot of us, you know what, there's something intriguing about bad boys. Is it that we think we can change them? Is that the whole deal, or are we just attracted to something else about them?
I think it's absolutely well, they're a lot of fun because they're exciting and they're unpredictable. And there's a time in your life, I'm sure you'll agree, when exciting and unpredictable is more important to you than stability and security.
Yeah.
And so studies show that women are actually more attracted to guys who look brooding and slouching and at odds with the world than they are guys who are smiling and look eager to please.
Is that because you have to work for it? Is that
It's because you have to work for it. When you get a bigger reward when you win over a guy who is tough than you do. If a guy's easy to get, they're tough. You know?
There's no challenge to it. And you know, it's human nature. The harder we have to work for something, the bigger the reward is at the end. And bad boys know this, and they're counting on you to do that.
Is Scott a bad boy?
I think he was a bad boy, and he definitely has his bad boy moments.
Yeah.
Still, his little.
So what do you like about that kind of guy?
I mean, I don't know.
So you obviously think that a bad boy can change and be a responsible, stable guy.
Yes, and I think it takes work. I mean, I think it's also just part of
yours?
mine and his, but I think also part of just growing up. Like, I think if I met a bad boy and he was 45 years old and that's just how he was, I don't know if he would necessarily change.
Do you guys agree with that? If you're younger, you have potential to change?
Absolutely, because bad boys are on a continuum, okay?
Yeah.
They're bad boys because there was some hurt or some loss by a woman who was very important to them, then the wall went up. So I'm never letting anybody else get that close to hurt me again. But as they mature and learn to deal with and process it, they're getting less and less.
Sometimes don't you think you attract what's within you? Sometimes I think,
100%.
I mean, you start attracting the type of person who you are, too.
I really think that women at a certain age, maybe in their early 20s, they don't want to settle down.
Yeah.
You know, they're not ready.
They're not looking for it.
And their own happiness and freedom is actually more important to them than their relationship. And so I think they go after bad boys in a way to prevent themselves from really having to get attached.
Oh.
So I do think it's within them and that they're
I was
attracted to it.
definitely a bad girl when
Really?
Scott and I started getting together. We were like Bonnie and Clyde.
You were?
I swear, we were like a little team of but then it's hard when one person grows and the other one doesn't.
Yeah,
but also
absolutely.
Scott was 22 when we first met, so I think he's definitely grown and become
All right, that's the best
responsible.
case scenario.
Yeah. All right, interesting info, guys. Thank you. Thanks for coming to see us. All right, coming up next, we're going to talk baby gadgets that'll make mom's life easier. Maybe this month. Who knows?
Maybe.
Maybe. Right after this.